What are we talking about? Curtis?
Talking about more Mando. Mandalorian.
Lorian.
All right. Chapters 10 and 11 are episodes 2 and 3 of Season 2.
Yes.
Sure.
What was the name of Chapter 10? I know 11 is the heiress.
The Passenger.
The passenger. Oh, right. The frog lady.
All right,
Which
Frog
she is
Lady.
credited as Frog Lady in the credits.
Yes, and Frog Man is credited as Frog Man.
That I did know. This has been a great exchange of information.
Yep.
I'm gonna
So
move
the
my
episode
phone.
starts out back on Tatooine.
Tatooine. Right, they go back to the bar.
Yep.
That I think I groaned. It's like, we don't need to go back there. But I suppose they already had, like, that booth part of that set built, or however much of that set that they actually built, and then the rest is probably just...
Yeah. Gotta get,
Right, got to get their use out of it.
right.
Might as well, I suppose.
Mhm.
And then, what's her name, is playing card game against a giant ant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was funny.
it's interesting.
Just because it was so obviously like a puppet ant thing.
That's why I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they were like, this isn't a digital ant.
Ah,
I think that's been probably one of my favorite parts of this show. Most of the time, it's been like, puppets or costume aliens, and occasionally CG.
yeah.
But,
It's in there.
it wasn't like the prequels where it was all CG.
Just loves to hate on the
It's
prequels,
like
doesn't he?
green screen, green
Oh,
screen,
I
green screen,
I
green screen.
think the prequels are the best Star Wars episodes ever.
I think that's sarcasm. However, I won't know until I watch the footage, which I won't, so I'll never know.
So yeah.
Oh, but speaking of practical effects, when skipping ahead to chapter 11, near the end, when the frog lady's offspring hatch or whatever, the one in the bowl that Baby Yoda's kind of like pawing at to eat, you can clearly tell that it's just a stick being turned, like it's just a little prop. And I thought that was great, because it's like, they could have made like a digital frog thing, but no, it's just like a little thing on a stick that's being twitched around. It's great.
It's great.
I thought it was great. I don't know what Curtis thought. Curtis, what did you think?
I thought it was great.
Uh-huh, sure. I feel like he's just copying me.
No,
Coppering?
Yes,
I
he's
enjoy
coppering
a real frog puppet thing. Stick
Okay.
puppet.
Stick puppet. Puppet stick. Chapter 10, The Passenger. Picks up the passenger.
Yeah.
Can't travel
Frog
through
lady.
hyperspace.
Frog Lady. Frog Lady claims to know where some Mandalorians are.
Yeah.
Right.
And
She also doesn't speak basic, because she is a frog who stands on two legs.
I think for all these episodes, I've had the subtitles turned on, and when she talks, it just says speaking in frog.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah. So I was like, huh. Well then.
She's actually a frog. She has precious cargo.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of eggs.
Yep.
The
Delicious eggs.
Baby Yoda's like nom nom nom
Nom,
nom nom.
nom. People were apparently
Right.
getting upset that he was eating them. I thought it was funny.
Right. Oh no, it was yeah, all the debatable rage.
Was Allie upset? That's the litmus test.
She hasn't even seen the episodes yet, so
Oh my
I have no
God.
idea.
What's the point?
Hmm.
My coworkers weren't so disturbed that, he was eating the frog eggs, but very disturbed that he ate the spiders and then the spiders all hatched and went nutso.
You know,
Yeah, I can understand that. Spiders are a little bit grosser than frogs.
I don't like spiders.
Hmm.
Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies?
Right.
Thing is, I had just watched that movie, not, fairly recently because they were, all the Harry Potter movies went up on Peacock, and you could watch them for free right before Halloween. So I had just seen that, and then that episode happened, and then you said that. I was like, huh.
I haven't seen
Weird.
that movie in years, Ryan.
I own them on Blu-ray, so ooh.
I don't, and I never will.
I think the first two are really good. The third one's still pretty good, and then
It gets weird.
yeah, then I'm not big on 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought beyond 4 they should have split them all into 2 movies because just too much to cut out.
There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If only they could have done a TV show.
Seems to be all the rage these
It is all the
days.
rage. Those movies were being made slightly before that rage.
Mhm.
Right, yeah. There was no Netflix to buy all those rights.
It's true.
Yeah.
Tragic. Oh well.
Oh, well.
J.K. Rowling's now running her own franchise into the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of like Star Wars ran itself into the ground. But here we are
The
talking
Mandalorian.
about it.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are.
So, yeah, can't go to hyperspace because,
The eggs will die.
right,
Hyperspace will kill them or something.
Something.
it's interesting.
I don't know how that makes sense, but
Right.
it's an adventure show. You just kind of hand wave and keep going.
Yep. You just kind of run with it.
So off they go, and they're flying, and wouldn't you know it, there's Dave Filoni.
Yep.
He pulls up.
No cowboy hat.
No cowboy hat. He's still got a hat on. He's got a helmet.
Right, a helmet.
Yeah. But it's not the same.
He's piloting an X-wing. You expect him to pilot an X-wing with a cowboy hat on?
Yes.
It was a pretty funny sequence. The Mando acting all like, let me look for that. I don't have it.
It's not working. Oh wait, here we go. I got it working. Here, I'm sending it over now. Here's my ID transmission or something.
Yep. The attack foils. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. And they shoot him, or they
Yep.
shoot at him,
Yeah.
and he gets shot down.
Yep.
There's a
They
fun
go
chase
into
sequence on an icy planet,
Yep, a canyon, flying through a canyon.
reminiscent
Familiar?
of Firefly.
Sure.
The Message.
Or
Similar.
Star
Chris hasn't
Wars
seen Firefly.
5.
What?
Flying through the asteroid in Star Wars 5.
I suppose.
Yeah.
And then they crash.
Yep.
It's a bad crash.
Yeah. Ripped open some hull.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
So he's like, stay here. I'll fix it. He found Baby Yoda eating some of the eggs. Stop it.
Go over here.
Then he turns around and the frog lady's gone.
Yep.
So are the
Right.
eggs. She somehow walked like 200 meters. Because it takes them forever to get back from there to the ship.
Yeah.
Found the one underground spring on the entire ice planet.
Yep.
And she's like, time for a sauna.
She's cold-blooded. She's probably getting very cold.
She was still inside the ship.
Yeah, but all he had was a piece of cloth over the hull
So-
breach.
Close up the cockpit.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Too bad it's an adventure show. Oh well.
Right.
So then he's like, yeah, it's Mando finds her.
Something.
Ryan doesn't remember the episode at all.
Yeah.
This is always a good sign. Finds her. He's like, it's not safe. I can't protect you here. Let's get your eggs back and put them. Get back to the ship. Baby Yoda starts reaching for an egg or two. He's like, no. So then he turns around and goes and finds other eggs.
Yeah.
Some
Just
very
remember.
alien-esque eggs.
That went through my mind when I saw those eggs. I was like, huh,
Nice alien reference.
nice alien reference.
Yeah. And he pops one open and finds a disgusting-looking spider thing, and eats it.
It's kind of you gotta wonder. Baby Yoda must have like no space for lungs, no like anything. It's just like a giant stomach.
100% stomach.
Yeah, pretty
Could
much.
be.
But then all the spiders wake up. They're like, no, you don't get to eat us. We'll eat you. And he starts a running. Ah!
Yep. And the
Yeah.
giant spider comes out.
Giant spider.
Mm.
And we've seen these spiders before.
Right, and Rebels, right?
Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah. Noah's favorite show.
Noah's favorite show.
We saw them in Star Wars Rebels?
They were in Star
Yeah.
Wars Rebels.
When?
Start of the 3rd season.
Oh, okay. See, I think I only watched the first 2 seasons all the way through, and then I only watched stuff with Thrawn from that point on.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any other part of that show after season 2.
You're missing out.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so they're running. Mando, luckily, is a good shot. He just keeps blowing spiders up.
Well, it
Yeah.
does help that there's a lot of them. It's hard to miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get to the ship. And
They run up, and they
Yep.
get in the cockpit, and the trying to seal the doors, but there's lots of spiders holding the doors open, and they're crawling all over. There's
Just
a lot of
uses
spiders.
flamethrower.
Flamethrower gets the doors closed, and then the big spider, who we thought was dead because he threw grenades at it,
Oh, that's
pops
right.
back up and lands on the ship and keeps it from flying away. Because he was like, we're just going to take off and see where we get, apparently. Makes sense, I suppose.
So the end seems near. Oh, no.
And then the Deus Ex Machina comes in.
Ah,
Dave Filoni.
Yes. Deus Ex Filoni.
Pew pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew pew pew.
Yep, they shoot all the spiders.
Yep.
All of
yep.
them.
Every single one.
Every single one of them.
Not
Dave-
just the men.
But the women and the children, too.
Yep.
Greatest movies ever.
Yeah.
So then Mando cautiously walks out. Has a rather friendly conversation with the... Not really friendly. Tries to con him into helping him weld
the
his ship
ship.
back together. Yep.
They're like, screw you.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
So then he puts the ship back together as much as he can.
Seals up the cockpit.
Yep. And they have to stay in the cockpit while they continue flying.
To Trask.
And
That's
It
the end of the
ends.
episode.
with Baby Yoda sneaking another egg somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure how.
He's got the Force, Curtis.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
So that episode ends.
Yep.
And then we move to the next one.
They arrive at Trask.
Yep, we finally see that shot that was in the trailer for the series.
A broken
Broken
Razor
ship,
Crest.
yep.
Limping through space. I thought his landing was reminiscent of a certain other science fiction show that we've talked about. Battlestar Galactica, where his ship is falling through the atmosphere. It reminded me of Season 3, the Adama maneuver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
It might have been a slight nod, considering.
Yeah, maybe.
Because this is the week where we answer the fated question, and we never get to ask it again. Curtis,
Yes.
where
that's-
did Kara Thrace go?
Yes, we now know.
We now know.
It's very clear.
Very clear. After
Yeah.
all, Battlestar Galactica did occur long ago.
Right.
She is merely now far away.
Yes.
She changed her hair color and joined a group of space crusaders.
Right.
Pretty badass if you think about it.
Should we title this episode the episode where we found out where Kara Thrace was?
No, it's just all caps. We found Kara Thrace.
We found Kara Thrace.
Of course, we don't talk about it till halfway through, but I
Right.
think it'll still be great clickbait.
Well, that's a good one. I will do that. Yeah.
I suppose I'm getting ahead of ourselves, but
Yeah, we're getting a little ahead, but that's okay.
I was very excited to finally answer the long-fated question.
Yep. So we get to see some working class Mon Calamari and
Yeah.
And the Aquilish.
Yeah, we've never, I don't really remember seeing them live action.
Episode 6.
They were there?
There's at least one hanging around in Jabba's palace.
yeah.
Alrighty. Well, they fall. They almost land on the landing pad, and then
One of his engines poops out and he flips over.
Yep.
And they've got their what looks to be a repurposed ATST as a crane.
Mhm.
It's making the ATST sound, so I just assumed.
Yep.
And then he's like, fix the ship as best you can to this one guy who he seems kind of oblivious. I'm not sure if that's quite the right word, but he's just kind of chattering.
He's a little...
It's not quite all there, it seems.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hands him 1,000 credits, apparently.
Yeah.
Do what you can.
He says, I might be able to refill it. If it can hold any fuel.
Big yikes.
Frog Lady finds Frog Man.
And they are reunited.
He's very happy.
Sure.
Oh, something we didn't really talk about from the last episode was when Frog Lady took control of that other droid.
Right.
The
What's
other
his name?
assassin droid.
Oh,
What's
right.
an assassin? Zero?
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
Right.
And spoke through him.
Right, but then they don't use that ever again.
Yeah. And I thought that was it's kind of useful. Why didn't they just
Keep using
keep
it.
using that? It would have made it easy.
It would have. Too easy.
Yeah. Adventure show.
Adventure show.
Yes.
Frog Lady, Frog Man.
He's like, Frogman, you know where the Mandalorians are, right? He's like, over
Ribbit.
there to the inn.
No, he says Ribbit.
And then Mandalorian goes, oh, at that inn. And then he goes over there.
Yes.
Yes, that happened. So Mando walks up, gets a table. Apparently a server, Mon Cala,
Mm-hmm.
walks
Yep.
up and is like, what'll it be? Get some chowder for the little one. Nothing for me. Everyone who sits down must have something to eat. Seems like a good way to rip people out of their money.
Yeah.
Good scheme.
Ski.
Then he's like, I'll pay you for information, just not food. He pulls out that calamari flog that he was paid by Grief Karga back in episode 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Handy.
Long con.
Good thing he held on to it.
Good thing. Otherwise he would have been out on this fish planet.
And Baby Yoda sitting there playing with his food.
Stop playing with your food. All right,
and
another
then-
alien reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was more
And he
overt.
kind of screeches. And he just slaps him. Quit playing with your food.
He pulls out the knife and sticks
Oh,
it
yeah.
a little. Quit playing with your food.
And the Baby Yoda's like all happy. Yay.
And he looks back at the bowl immediately. It's like, what? But then some Aquilish walks over. He's like, where's the Mandalorians? He's like, I can take you to them. It'll be a long boat ride, though.
Yeah.
Okay, off they go on the boat.
Adventure
on
show.
the repurposed Hammerhead cruiser from Rogue One.
Ah.
Hammerhead Corvette or whatever it was.
Curtis,
Really?
do you know where the Hammerhead originated?
Oh,
I
I
have
think
no
I know.
idea.
Ryan might know.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Do they look the same?
Similar,
Yeah.
not the same.
They're pretty close.
Then again, Knights of the Old Republic was like 3,000 years ago, so designs would change.
That Star Destroyer is disabled. Good obvious line.
That's a good meme line. It's been used.
Oh, has it?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Rogue One is basically just a treasure trove of memes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's pretty good.
Mhm.
So they're off on their boat ride, and the captain-y dude, he's like, you gotta come watch this, and bring the little one to watch this. He's gotta see it.
He might be interested.
At watching this sea creature feed or something.
Right.
And apparently they're bringing this thing along?
No.
I was confused. Still am. What else is new?
And then
Yeah, that was kind of random. Like, why is it on the boat?
So that it could be used as an elaborate trap to capture Baby Yoda.
Ah, right.
Adventure show.
Yes. Well, luckily,
You-
Baby Yoda is a pro at
hitting
closing
that
his
button,
own.
yep.
Yeah.
I
So-
noticed that as well, where he bends over and hits it. It closes up.
he's about to get eaten.
Kind of does get eaten.
Yeah.
Just not digested.
Yeah.
Good thing.
So they never said that was like the Diagona or whatever from.
No. They do name drop it. It's not the Diagana or whatever.
Right.
Whatever
The
was in the
thing.
sewers of the Death Star.
Yeah.
And
That
in
thing.
the sewers of Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
thing.
that thing.
That great game that they're gonna.
Never remake.
They gotta remake it.
No, they don't.
They
Why would they have
can't.
to? Why can't they?
Because they're
Oh,
they're
that's-
making comics right now to put a story in between 5 and 6, and it's not.
They can rework it.
It has nothing to do with it.
But the
It
game
makes me
wasn't.
sad.
The game wasn't even following the comics. You
It-
could.
It was close. It was
Was it?
the basic skeleton was there,
Uh-huh.
but
Everything else.
everything else, no.
Right.
But it was still reminiscent of it, of the story.
Because they wanted to make Dash Rendar a main character.
yes,
And they did.
It was hard, but they did.
I mean, it wasn't that hard. You just had to ignore the actual comics for a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Baby Yoda's being digested. This was an interesting tangential. Conjugal, stick and move. Does Ryan remember that? I doubt it.
No.
It's a community reference.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That Black Jack episode.
Right. Jack Black.
Did you see that high kick? His hip to leg flexibility is incredible or something.
Oh no, Annie.
No, not Annie. Britta? Really? Yeah, I remember Buddy. He sits in the back row. Almost as good as their Fake Clips episode.
Mm.
We're off topic.
Yeah.
Yes, a little bit.
But we're not in the shop off topic, which is, of course, terrible.
Ah.
So these squid-like humanoids manage to kick and get Mando into the...
No, Mando dives in trying to save
Oh, right.
Baby Yoda.
Oh, yes.
Then they close the cage on him.
Yep. That's
The
right.
cage.
So
Right,
is
Curtis? The cage.
the cage.
Bong.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, you
the
immediately
original
understood
original.
with the sound effect gave it away.
Yes.
Uh,
Big brains and...
I
Big
just remember.
brain.
I just remember Spock smiling. He smiled when he held the weird plant things.
Well, that particular segment of that episode doesn't show up in
Menagerie.
the menagerie. So it's not canon. The actual pilot episode is not canon. The parts you see in the menagerie are,
Right.
which is their clever workaround.
Interesting.
Good job, Gene. What a smart guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we never get to see that phaser cannon again. It's too bad.
That is too bad. Oh well.
A little
Maybe
off
they'll
topic
bring that
again.
back in Star Trek Discovery.
The Star Trek Discovery went
Oh, yeah,
like
they-
3,000 years in the future.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. End of season 2, they went into the future for no reason. This is a whole separate discussion.
Oh boy.
We should save that for another day. So we're going to talk about Star Trek Discovery. Curtis just nodded. We're saving it for another day. Yes! I can't wait to torture you.
Well, I mean, it'll be a short discussion because I have no idea what happened at all.
I could
So-
tell you. Or you could watch it.
Oh,
That's what I wanted. I wanted to see the misery, the joy of life just fade away.
I'd have to get my CBS All Access account back.
You wouldn't
up,
have
and
to.
I just don't want to.
You wouldn't have to.
I just can't.
okay. So Mando's hands are getting crushed by the
Oh yeah.
squid faces.
They keep.
All his,
He's kinda
all his
drowning,
hands-
yeah.
it's looking dire. Not
And
good.
then Mandalorians show up and
Yeah.
save him.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness. There were Mandalorians there.
Yeah.
Frogman was telling the truth. He just... I think their communication barrier led Mandalorian to going to the wrong people.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Because
That's a fair.
Frogman didn't seem that nefarious.
No.
Right.
Yes, the Mandalorians show up, they save Mando, they save Baby Yoda, and then they take off their helmets.
And
And he's like, "Whoa,
you weren't.
oh,
You are not Mandalorian, where'd you get that armor? She's like, this armor's been in my family for like my whole life. I was born on Mandalore. Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Because it's Cara Thrace.
Yes.
Right.
We found her.
Dun, 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 dun.
Are we going to Earth?
Are we going to Earth? She
Oh.
doesn't know where Earth is.
Now I'm sad. Earth is gone.
Earth is gone.
New Earth is not gone though.
Does
That's
she
true.
remember how to get back to New Earth?
She's just got to remember those notes.
She's got
Din din
Swiss
din
cheese
din
brain.
din din din.
Her new hair is irreversibly.
Very wig-like.
Yeah, changed her memory. She can't remember the notes anymore.
Okay,
Okay.
that doesn't make sense, but we're going with it.
I didn't realize that Katie Sackhoff had voiced Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels as well.
What
You
was
didn't
that?
realize this?
Yeah, I didn't know that
Kate Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff
Gareth
had
Race.
voiced
Starbuck.
had voiced Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars and in Star Wars Rebels as well.
I mean,
Yep.
I didn't know it until I looked it up.
Oh, I absolutely knew.
Yeah, I had no idea.
That's why it was great.
So I had never seen Battlestar before, so why would I have known or cared? You know.
Ay, ay, ay.
But yeah, so that was when I learned that I was like, "Huh, that's cool."
Oh, look. It's Gareth Race.
Yeah,
We found her.
she's there.
She's there. She joined the Space Crusaders.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, so
Maybe Battlestar is just a Bo-Katan dream.
But what does that say about us and Earth?
I don't know.
And what does that say about that bird that Leodama kicked out of his apartment?
that's like
Yeah, I don't-
16 walls.
Kara Thrace did fly away, Curtis. I was right. She flew away to a different galaxy
Right.
and then
With
forgot
her-
everything.
With
Changed her hair. Joined Space Crusaders.
Yep.
So she gives some exposition
Exposition. I mean,
about
who she is, what she's on about, what she's doing there,
why
why he wears a helmet all the time and why they
Yeah.
don't, and how they're still Mandalorians. He's a child of the Watch, which sounds like a even crazier Death Watch
Yeah.
offshoot.
yeah.
Religious zealots.
It's like how much of a religious zealot
Can you
be-
get
yeah, to be
beyond
kicked
Death
out of-
Watch?
yeah, to be kicked off of Mandalore. So
Yeah.
And Bo-Katan was a part of Death Watch at some point.
that's true. She was.
And then Maul took over or whatever.
Then Maul took over, and
Yeah.
she was like, yeah, no.
Yep.
So exposition, Mandalorian leaves.
Right, because he's like, this is not the way, or something.
Something.
There is only one way, the way of the Mandalore. That's what he says, and then he jetpacks
Yeah.
away. And then he's sitting and watching the boat, and they blow up the boat.
Hmm.
No evidence.
Yep. And then he gets cornered,
Right.
surrounded.
By
The-
the other
The
fishermen.
captain's brother or something. You
Yeah.
killed my brother.
Something.
And he's like, no, I didn't. And then the other Mandalorians show up, and it's like,
It's like-
he didn't. I did.
Yeah.
That's
No.
true.
And they kill them all
They
really
kill
quickly.
them all. It's almost like they're professional warriors.
That would have been a good time for Mando to have his whistling whatever.
But he only has so
Arrows.
many of
Oh,
those. I
yeah.
think he wants to save those for no-win situations. Once
okay.
the other Mandalorian showed up, he wouldn't need to use them.
Right.
True.
He doesn't believe in the no-win scenario.
Mm.
I
Are
got
you
a
gonna
small
falsify your
head
test?
shake. What? He
What
didn't
it-
falsify
No,
the
not
test.
falsify.
He cheated
I cheated by altering the parameters of the test.
so that it was possible to save the ship.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then he took a bite out of an apple after it was done, and he won.
That doesn't. We don't know. The JJ films don't count, Curtis. That time in Cato Nemoidia doesn't count.
How did he beat your test? I do not know. Great reveal.
Was that in that
It's-
movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's in there.
Spock was the one who designed the test in the Kelvin universe, at least.
Why would Spock design that test?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm confused.
Well,
J.J. Abrams movies tend to confuse me, though, so let's move on.
I hear
Uh,
JJ's directing the rest of the season of Mandalorian.
Time to abandon ship.
I'm not kidding. That was false information.
Time to abandon ship. Bonk, bonk. Everything is a Star Wars reference.
so Bo-Katan is like, hey, we need your help.
I don't know why they actually needed his help. It's not like, I don't know.
Because at
already
the
had-
end, Curtis, to take the ship, they needed his help.
Was that what it was?
I don't know.
I guess.
He seemed helpful.
I
He
guess.
helped. It was easier with a fourth guy.
I guess. So yeah, I guess.
He
another
shot a couple
blaster or
people.
two. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys notice that he has a little cape now?
He always did.
I didn't notice that before.
He always had a cape.
I didn't remember that.
Hey,
It's just me. Oh well.
He seems to have picked up jetpacking very well since the
Well,
end of
he
season
trained
1.
with it as a boy. I assume it's
Right.
like flying a bike.
Hmm. Sure.
Crash once, you don't crash again, so you just don't crash.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Reasonable.
Reasonable, yep. That's how E.T. learned how to fly, with a bicycle.
Right. So Kara Thrace wants to go get some munitions and
Some guns.
stuff. Yeah.
She's stockpiling so that she'll be able to arm Mandalorians and take back their homeworld.
I'm sure that's not a setup for a future episode or a season or
I hope
arc.
it is.
Series.
Series. I don't want a separate series. I just keep the Mandalorian going. We don't need 800 spin-off shows.
Hmm.
We don't need to make the MCU of television.
They're already doing that.
Oh no. Oh yeah, MCU is doing the MCU of television. I forgot.
Bless you.
She okay?
She's Ryan and Noah say bless you. She says
I just
thanks.
asked if she was okay. I don't think I said bless you.
Oh, that's a good point. She's fine.
You don't have to correct it.
So Bo Kara Thrace convinces Mando to go ahead with it.
Yep.
Right. He drops Baby Yoda off at daycare, aka the frog people.
Yep.
He's
Seems like
watching
a-
the eggs hatch.
He's licking his chops.
Yeah,
It's like,
he's like,
eggs.
Eggs.
And
Um,
the Mandalorian goes off on an adventure
An adventure.
with other Mandalorians
And Kara
flying.
Thrace.
and Kara Thrace.
Dun-dun.
They get on this ship,
They jetpack up to the ship.
and it's Bosch who's captaining.
It's Captain Bosch.
Captain Bosch.
Evil Captain Bosch.
Yeah, he was so evil.
luckily, there's like
There's
a-
exactly 2 people in the audience right now who understand who Captain Bosch is.
Wow. Captain Bosch.
Captain Bosch. Even Curtis knows who Bosch is. He hasn't seen it, though.
That is true. There's like a weird. There's a procedure timeline of procedure for exiting the planet. So luckily, the Mandalorians
They'd be able to
have-
jetpack up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can get onto the
Get
ship.
in, and they're shooting, and they're shooting, and they shoot some more, and then they shoot some more. There's lots of shooting.
Yeah.
They're shooting through gas. They're shooting through doors. They open an airlock at one point.
You know, the people get sucked out.
Yep, they suck out the people in the cargo hold.
The
And then-
pilot dude looks so scared the whole time.
Yep.
Yep. Pretty tough. Tough being an Imperial trooper.
Yeah.
4 Mandalorians took out like 24 stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers suck.
They make a clever Star Wars reference. When they were scouting that ship, one of the Mandalorians
yes.
says they can't.
They couldn't
can't-
hit the broadside of a bantha.
So I was like, huh,
Oh.
Ah,
that got me a good huh while watching.
that was a very rad key. Huh?
Yep.
Nice. Nice.
Nice. So
So then
finally
Kara
get
Thrace
in.
is talking to Captain Bosch because they took the cargo hold and they've got all the guns. And she's like, well, I'm taking the ship, too. Screw you.
Meanwhile, Captain Bosch is talking to Moff Gideon.
That's true.
So
It's all connected.
It's all
Oh, right.
connected.
She wants to talk to Captain Bosch to find out if Moff Gideon has the dark saber. There's subtext there.
Darksaber.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's implications because she doesn't name drop the dark saber.
No, I think she does.
Does she?
She says dark saber at some
Oh.
point.
yeah,
Pretty
she
sure.
does.
Well, she doesn't immediately name drop
Yeah.
it.
Which I'm confused about that too,
¿Por qué?
because I guess it's more just like, how did Moff Gideon get the Darksaber? Because just like 10 years before all of this,
I don't know.
Mandalorians had it. So how'd he get it?
Well,
I'm
if
going to
they-
quote Episode 7, a J.J. Abrams film. That's a good story for another time. And then they just walked away and never told that story.
Yep.
There's a if they put together the Bo Kara Thrace spin-off show, we'll get the answers, I'm sure.
Probably.
Or maybe we'll just get the answers later in the show, because there's going to be another confrontation with the Moff. And I'm going to guess that Bo Kara Thrace is going to be there. One would assume.
Probs.
Probs, he says. So then they fight some more. And the Mandalorian, or they're trapped at a corridor, and Captain Bosch is gonna plummet the ship into the ocean and crash them and kill them all.
After he shoots the pilots.
Right, because Moff Gideon was like, you can't let them take the ship. Long live the Empire. And then Bosch turns real evil and shoots his pilots and starts plummeting the ship down.
Dun, dun,
So they've got to get into the cockpit immediately. But they're pinned down. They've got heavy blasters or something shooting at them. So the Mandalorian's like, cover me. Grabs 2 grenades and just runs at the door.
Yep.
Beskar holds up.
Yep.
Tosses his nades and kills a bunch of guys. Then
Yep.
they get in.
They get in. They pull the ship up. Bo-Katan is trying to get information, and then
Captain Bosch kills himself.
yeah, he does.
Not cyanide pill.
Yeah, sci-fi.
Cyanide
Version.
pill, which is an electric shock attached to your tooth that I assume zaps his brain.
I'm getting that
Must
too.
have.
Then he's
A
DED.
couple gigawatts. Right
1.21 gigawatts?
there. Maybe.
I know that's where
yeah.
you were going with it.
Speaking of which, DeLoreans on eBay these days range from $20,000 to $100,000.
That's a wide
In case-
range.
It's a
in
very
case
wide
you're-
range.
Well, the $100,000 one is fully equipped to look like
Ah, of
the
course.
show version.
Does it have a functioning flux capacitor?
It would appear so.
Then I'm
So-
in.
All right.
Righty. Well, Bo-Katan doesn't. Well, she kind of gets her answer. It's more or less implied. I mean, the audience already knows that Moff Gideon has the dark saber, but
And now she
it's kind of
knows.
she kind of knows.
She
now.
knows. Or does she? Who knows?
Who
I'm
knows?
pretty
Who
sure
knows
she,
who knows what
she
knows?
gets the general.
She gets the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So, how did it go?
Rather well.
Rather
I
well.
believe.
Okay. But yeah, then they're are they back at the
Plummeting.
bar?
No,
Well,
they're
they
still
saved
on the ship for a little while. I think they. I don't know if they landed the ship back on the ground or they're still flying, but Mandalorian's like, hey, I helped you.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Well, how do I find Jedi?
All right. Go
Oh, yeah.
to whatever planet. Look for
guess
yeah,
Look for Noah's
Ahsoka.
favorite Jedi.
The Ahsoka.
Yep.
Tano.
Noah only likes Ezra Bridger more than Ahsoka.
Now I'm considering which one I do like better.
Hmm.
It's something to consider.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
My guess is that we probably won't even meet up with Ahsoka until like the last episode. They're gonna keep, it's like showing Boba Fett at the end of the first episode. It's just to like lead you on, and then
Just to tease you for the Boba Fett spin-off show.
ooh, that'd be fun.
Or maybe they were waiting until the other Mandalorians talked to him so that he would know that other Mandalorians could take their helmets off. Now Boba Fett can show up, take his armor, and still be a Mando.
Hmm.
If he's still considered a Mandalorian.
Oh,
that's the
right,
thing.
that's all. Yeah.
We're not
sure.
We don't really know.
No, we don't. Big yikes.
Well,
But Curtis, there could be a workaround. Ahsoka Tano does not consider herself to be a Jedi. So
Right.
they
Oh,
could
yeah.
meet up with her, and then she'd be like, go talk to Luke Skywalker.
yeah.
And then we'll never get to him because we know what happens there.
Right.
It's possible.
It's possible. Not necessary, but possible. Possibly
what-
necessary.
Mandalorian is 5 years after Episode 6. Is that what?
Yeah.
I think that's the idea. 5 years.
Yeah. I don't know what they do.
They could bring Grand Admiral Thrawn. Oh, they're not going to do
Oh.
that.
They'll do it.
Curtis is so confident, so hopeful. I don't know where you get this hope, Curtis.
He'll come back in some form. I mean, he has to.
He has to.
He has to.
Timothy Zahn has to make more money.
I didn't realize that the new Thrawn book came out already.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, I have it.
Ascendancy or whatever.
Yeah.
I just looked it
Well, it's
up
like
the
a
other day.
prequel, like him
Yeah.
back in the
Mhm.
Thrawn, the Chiss Ascendancy or whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
Didn't know that came out.
I
Neat.
didn't
What's
either.
cool is
Got something to read.
he
That's not Rhythm of War. Go on.
Timothy Zahn pretty much held on to a lot of the stuff that he had already kind of expanded on before Disney took over. So there's a lot of stuff about like the ruling families and stuff like that he had already talked about in his earlier work that is now considered Legends. He was able to keep most of that in there. There's some other things that he had to change.
As it goes.
Yeah. But I'd say a decent amount is still kind of the same. It's kind of cool.
So once I finish Rhythm of War, I've got something else to read. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool.
So yeah,
So, episode 4.
pretty good.
Episode 3.
And 4.
Well,
2 and
episode,
3.
I
Oh,
was
yeah,
going to
2
say
and
episode
3.
4
2
is
and
going to
3.
come out pretty soon here.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe I'll-
I liked 3 better than 2.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was too short, though. I was really hoping that they would actually do the hour-long thing. I suppose that was just a rumor. Oh, well.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the end when
The end.
he
Oh,
goes
right.
back to the dock, and it's being held his ship is being held together by fishnets.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Not a pretty restoration.
No. Yeah, interested to see what happens with the ship.
Poor ship.
Yeah.
So then that's the end.
Then that's the end, and we're waiting.
Yep.
We wait.
Then we wait.
Wonder if he's going to
We
go to
wait.
Geonosis next.
Oh.
Don't go back there.
It'd be a barren wasteland because all of the Geonosians are dead because they helped to build the first Death Star.
The humans
Okay.
are dead.
Machines building
The
machines.
humans are dead.
How perverse.
We used poisonous gases. Never mind.
Yeah.
Binary
Fun.
solo.
0
Zero,
0
zero,
0
zero,
0
zero,
0
zero.
1 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 1
Yep.
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 Good episode.
YUP.
Good episode. That's just wonderful thoughts.
I had a good time.
He had a good time. I
Heck
hope
yeah.
we get to see more of Cara Thrace. I like seeing her in new adventures.
I'm sure.
Beyond
I'm sure
Earth.
she'll come back. She apparently, as of Monday, it was. She did some interview, and she was saying she still hasn't even watched the episode.
Hmm.
And maybe actors don't like to watch themselves in episodes.
Some
or
don't.
Whatever. Yeah. But interesting. She was apparently very nervous.
Understandable. It's one thing to voice a character, it's another thing to,
Embody that,
yeah.
having been animated by other people.
Yeah.
to try and live
right.
up to that, I suppose. Maybe
Yeah, and
Katie
then-
Sackhoff just wouldn't care and would just go for her own thing. I don't know.
Well, then there's a discussion about how old her character actually
Oh,
is.
yeah.
because-
That-
Rebels
Yeah.
is like, she's real old, and now she's Katie Sackhoff.
Right.
Not super old, but not
Maybe
not
they're
Carrie
saying that
Thrace
she was
young.
pretty young in the Clone Wars, because you could say maybe she was like about 18 or so in the Clone Wars, 18, 19, and then jump 20
idea.
years, so she's about 40. How old is Katie Sackhoff now?
in that range.
40-ish.
Yeah.
So it kind of works out,
Yeah.
kind of.
Mm.
Alright.
Yeah.
But that's assuming.
Assuming. Oh no. Ryan, and maybe Curtis. I assume Ryan might have seen this. The Anita Sarkeesian popped back into the world
I
to
was
complain
just about to talk about that.
to complain about breast armor, of all things.
Yep. I
Hmm.
don't.
That the armor would accommodate a woman's biology was horrible to the one and only Anita Sarkeesian, who I wish would just go back into the hole from whence she came and never crawl out again.
I had just seen something about that right before I got here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, ugh. God,
I hate
Yeah.
Anita Sarkeesian.
yeah.
Don't even know who she is.
You're so lucky. I
You're
wish I
very
didn't
lucky.
know.
I just can't understand how she got verified on Twitter.
Because she got a bunch of people to give her a lot of money. She one of her donation or goals or whatever, like for so much money, was to start a Discord server. Something that anyone can do for free.
Hmm.
Ah.
She's scamming people.
Oh boy.
She produced like 8 videos over the course of 1 year at some point, and that was like the most production she ever did.
Hmm.
This has turned into an Anita Sarkeesian rant. I'm sorry. I apologize.
The point
Turn away
is,
now.
The point is, we found Kara Thrace.
We found Kara Thrace. All is good in the world. Except Leodama's still alone on Earth.
He's still climbing that mountain.
Still climbing that mountain. He doesn't know that she's in another galaxy. Otherwise, he'd pull his Viper out of the sun and go and fly. You know it.
What if he what if he shows up as another
Jamie
Mandalorian?
Bamford shows up.
Oh,
Oh my god. That'd be nuts.
It could happen.
I don't
Maybe.
think it'll happen.
Hmm.
That'd be awesome.
and what if Commander Adama shows up too? He's like an old, grizzled Mandalorian. A Mandalorian elder.
Honored elder.
Yes.
I'm thinking of the Jemadar.
Right.
If you make it to 20, you are considered an honored elder.
Man.
Did we talk about that episode?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
think
think
we did.
I think that was the one I wasn't there for. Maybe.
No. No. You would have been there for that. For one little ship.
I don't remember. Maybe. It's been a while.
Mhm.
We've talked about many things.
Yes.
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 Curtis, what are we going to talk about next week?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, we have a lot of contenders. Indiana Jones 4.
Never.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
Nope.
Star Trek Discovery.
No, God no.
Um,
Oh wait, I do want to talk about the end of season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. So maybe it's on the list.
Okay. Let's think. What else is there? Could talk about season 3 of Rebels. We could review the whole thing.
I'm not watching that, so good luck.
We could just do a whole episode about the character of Ezra Bridger.
I might be busy next week. You might have to get someone to fill a third chair.
All right.
Like and subscribe.